downside better, isn't it?
Yes. Well, okay. Earlier I was getting like plus 1 second little bit.
Okay. Well, shall we? What are you doing there, Ori? Okay, we're still private, but I go public. If you're ready.
Ready.
Right. What's going on here? Okay. I'm just setting my policeman up.
Oh.
I have my husband policing the conversation so he can bung anybody out if they if they start misbehaving. Not that it's going to happen, but you know, we have to.
You never know. People get sassy.
They do, yeah.
On a Sunday morning Pacific Standard Time, they could be very sassy.
Well, here, so more likely to be.
Is that the one you just said?
Yes, that's it. Live streaming with Astrid. Okay. Return. Okay, we're going public now.
Oh, I'm excited.
Now.
Yay.
Okay.
All right. Is this it? Are we good?
Oh. I think we're public, Astrid. Yeah. So, hello from me, Rachel, Gardening at Duenza, to anybody who is looking in now. And I'm here live with Astrid in Oregon, right?
It's right on my teacup.
Wow. Wow.
We're having a transatlantic orchid chat. I think that's just great.
And we can see that it's early in the morning for you because you're drinking tea. Yes.
Yep. And I'm still in my sweatpants, but no one needs to know, except now everybody does, and that's fine.
We make YouTube videos. We only film from the waist up. So what you wear down there, it's up to you.
Yeah, so maybe sometimes I'm wearing a tutu just because I need to feel pretty.
You in a tutu, Astrid. I think you'd carry a tutu very well.
There's a picture of me when I was a little girl, and I'm like this with a little crown in my ballet costume and this big white tutu, and it is really funny.
Well, there's something else we have in common now because I used to do ballet when I was little as well. But I fear I was never tall enough to carry it off.
My ballet teacher was mean, and she would yell. At least orchids can't yell at you. You can yell at your orchids.
We don't yell at them. We talk sweetly to them.
Oh, every time. Constantly, nonstop.
Tell me, what's that dendrobium you have with you there?
This dendrobium is a little no ID dendrobium that I got at Trader Joe's, which Europeans are just so unfortunately lacking. But I really like it, and I love we've got our hinged lip on this guy. It's not as hinged as some other dendrobiums, but I love it, and this is a really good little bloomer. It's got 3 spikes right now, and I haven't done anything special for it. Just give it some water and some light.
Nice. And it's a den fowl, yes?
It's a den fowl.
I have no luck growing them whatsoever. They tend to die on me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
So many people say they struggle with den fowls, and for some reason, for me, their vegetative growth is really good. I mean, like, look at these canes. They're all, like, I think these 2 are new this year. and their flowering is consistent for me. I don't know. Maybe they know they're not frilly enough for you.
Say that again?
Maybe they know they're not frilly enough for you.
Well, that could be. However, you tend to like big flowers too. I've seen some amazingly waxy catasetums that you've grown recently.
Yes. Oh man. And it's so unfortunate because my spike has just dried up like a couple days ago. It's like done.
Well,
I really
on the unfortunate side as well, I have the King of Taiwan with an enormous flouncy flower until recently, and it's just decided to go. Of talking to you, you withered it, Astrid. You withered it.
I know. I'm sorry. My breath must be really bad to reach that far, but
we have a couple of people. Can you see the comments there, Astrid?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Do I push the Q&A button? Do I
do not know.
Q&A button?
We have 2 people anyway from Europe. So Fernanda, who's in Portugal, says hi, Rachel and Astrid. And Bumblebee also says hi, Rachel and Astrid.
I can speak a tiny bit of Portuguese. I can say muito beijos. But I learned Portuguese from Brazilians.
Right. Portuguese, I think, is the most beautiful sounding language. Go on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
Had a bit of trouble at the airport.
It's dry, so yeah. Oh, we'll see. Anyway. I have my dendrobium, Laturia dendrobium, just behind me. Let me show you this.
Is that a microchip or is it?
It's lutin blanc. It's across arms and whoa! Wow, I did it. And I think Polysema. I'm not sure. Oh, the label won't come out, but it's really floriferous.
Now that is a plant, Rachel. That is beautiful. I love.
Don't you just love
with strange canes, and those ones are nice and weird.
Fat on the top.
Yes, and the flowers are so nice and they bloom so easy. Although my den microchip is kind of floundering for me. I don't know if it's too hot for it or if it needs more fertilizer, or I don't know what to do with that thing.
Is the microchip one, is it a Laturia one as well?
Yes, and it looks very, very similar to the one you're having right now.
Right. Yeah. You know what? I think a lot of the Laturias look quite similar.
I think so too.
I think a lot of people would get very upset to hear that.
I'm sorry, everybody.
There's some that are smaller like this, and then there are the other ones that have, oh my goodness, what's that species that everybody's mad about?
Spectabile?
That's it, yeah, the one everybody wants because the flowers are so absolutely amazing.
They are.
A lot of them look like that, don't they? A lot of the ones with that in the parentage just look exactly like the parent.
I don't know. See, the Spectabile is like so extra. There's something real extra. It reminds me of one of the bosses in Zelda Ocarina of Time. What was his name? Bongo or something. It was this crazy thing, and it had floating hands, and it had this big red eye that looked at you. And every time I see it, I just remember that heart-pounding boss battle I had while playing video games as a child.
Well, I think the reference is completely lost on me. My childhood was not spent playing video games, but we won't go into that. It was quite a bit longer ago than yours.
Just a bit.
Sounds amazing, though.
Well, I have a peasant orchid with me as well.
Oh, wow.
This one,
God.
As you can see, this is a big lip fowl.
Yeah.
And for me, every single big lip phalaenopsis has withered and died. But this one, of course, being the plainest color of all of them, is doing fine.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they seem to be
It's called salt claw.
Yeah, but those are nice, really big blooms.
How many spikes have you got? 2?
2. I bought it like this, though. I haven't rebloomed it. But it's also got, let's see, nice healthy roots.
Oh, yes. Very good.
That's what we always do in the store. You pull a plant out and look at its roots.
Yeah.
I swear, some people have given me a look because I sit there and I just pull all the orchids out of the pots. Like, I pull them out of the plastic and I'm looking and picking at them. People are like, I don't know about this lady.
You sound like me with tulip bulbs. When the tulip bulbs come in the supermarkets, they come in boxes with perhaps 5 different types in them. And of course, there's one type that you really want. It's the most beautiful one. And a second one that perhaps you want. The top box has all of the good ones taken out of it. So you need to lift boxes down and go through and, you know, well, yeah, I do that.
Oh, what
but
a
you
struggle.
can rip up a story because very soon I find that if you start doing it, that everybody thinks, oh, there must be something really good there. And they don't know what they're looking for, but they're copying you.
Oh my God. Yeah, the places I look for orchids, because we don't have too many places that sell orchids outside of like grocery stores here. So people aren't into plants. So I just get odd looks instead of people joining in. Although I bet if I did that at the nurseries around, they might. But even at the nurseries, people aren't as crazy about orchids as they are about irises or apples or outdoor foliage plants and things like that.
I see.
I see you have Coelogyne cochleata or Encyclia green hornet or whatever they like to call it now back there.
Yeah, the cochleata one. Yeah. Just keeps on flowering and flowering.
I love those.
Yeah.
Does yours has like a spike where it'll have like 2 or 3 in bloom and then another bud comes off of that and then another and another?
Yeah, it gets higher and higher all the time. So they wither down below and then like in an epidendrum.
Yeah, I was so surprised by when I had mine in bloom and it did that.
It's the opposite way around than many plants. Yeah. It's lovely.
I found a nice Wikipedia article once that was talking about the way flowers bloom, and it had little stick drawings with red dots on it, and it would say like some flowers bloom from the bottom up and some like will bloom the first flower on the end and back, or some will go from the middle and spread to the ends, and there's like all these different scientific categories of the blooming time.
Yeah. I never saw anything like that specifying which plant did what. Sounds very interesting. Yeah, it's good. Yes. I'm just looking at the comments here now, and I don't think who we got. Gone to sleep. Computer's gone to sleep. We've got Fifi, who's Karina in Canada. Miracle Orchids, so that's Anna Maria in Romania. John, 2 of my favorite YouTubers, he says. Great to see you.
Bless you.
Mary Faye. Hi, Rachel and Astrid, she says. Kieran F. the video is slightly out of sync. Sorry.
Yes, it is a little out of sync.
Yeah, it is a bit out, isn't it? And Eileen Mayu says hello as well. So.
Hi, Eileen. I don't think I can see the group chat anywhere.
Well, I'm not sure. I should just consult my technical support. Yeah. Just a second. You can say it loud.
Astrid?
Oh, yeah. Astrid, can you hear Rory there?
I can hear.
If you go onto Rachel's page and click into the stream, but then make sure you pause the video so it doesn't play back at you, then you can see the chat.
Let me see if I can follow these directions. Rachel's Facebook page or the Skype link or
YouTube page. So just go to the stream.
Okay. Let me see.
But then you want to make sure you pause the chat, the video, so your own voice doesn't play back at you.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. There we go. Ah, it's working. We've sorted it out.
Okay. Right. So,
what else?
Exciting in bud at the moment? Have you got anything exciting in bud at the moment, Astrid?
Yes, I have a first bloom catasetum. It's my Fred Clark Yara Kelly Longley, and I'll bring it over and show the buds really quick. As you can see, this is a catasetum going dormant because all its leaves have turned yellow. I enjoy peeling them off very, very much. But this is the Fred Clark Yara Kelly Longley. I don't know if the tag is going to be visible to people, but we can hope. And then it's just got 4 flowers coming, but the buds they're getting some pigment in them, and I have no idea what it's going to bloom like. And I'm like I'm at the edge of my seat. Like, what is this going to do?
I bet.
Catasetums, they like to put out a spike quickly, and then they like to sit and work on the buds and take their time. So you see the spike coming fast, 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 and then the buds are like, hang on, we have a lot of fabulosity to create. So it takes them forever.
They're well worth waiting for, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and I always eject the pollinia, and if I bring my friends over and they haven't, most people haven't seen catasetum, so basically anytime I have a friend over, I'm just like, hey, check out this plant, touch this, and then it shoots out the pollinia. They're like, ah, it's so funny.
You can lose a lot of flowers that way, though.
I wait till they're starting to senesce, to like fade out and age, and then I'll shoot one off. And then as the flowers start to get kind of bad, then that's when I start shooting them off. Because if you don't do it, the flower collapses in on itself, and they'll auto eject.
Right.
So you might as well have it
probably when you're at work. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, it happens at work and you miss all the fun. Let me show you something I have.
Okay.
I want to show you something now. So this is a Cattleya, and a lot of people are growing the Gulf Green Hair Pig, which is one with Digbyana in the parentage, I think. It's a hybrid, of course. We're not talking species here. And this isn't the Gulf Green Hair Pig, which I bought recently from Sperter. And if anybody saw that unboxing video of mine with Dimitri, it came with this sheath.
Oh.
And when I saw it first, I know that's. I thought first it was going to be a second leaf because it's that little bit pointy, but it has continued and it's definitely a sheath. And then I thought I was going to be a blind sheath, but I don't know if you can actually see, but in there, there's definitely something happening. So I think I'm going to have pink pig flowers with a very frilly lip before too long.
That's exciting.
To see that.
I think the hair pig is one of my favorite orchid names of all. Just like, really, guys?
I know.
They call it a pig.
The thing is, it's so beautiful. They can get away with giving it a really ugly name, let's say.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my bit of excitement here at the moment.
Well, that's great.
Have no catasetums because I gave up on them completely. I had no success.
Galliandra at all?
No, I rotted the Galliandra and then I cut. I had to cut it off, and then the poor thing tried to regrow. It did like resprout. Anyway, all of my cats to Alberto in Italy. He has the channel Orchidaholic. He got them, and he has much better weather in Italy, and I'm sure he's going to do fabulously with them. Although I think perhaps the Galliandra was in such a bad state by the time he got it that it is no more. But hopefully the other.
I have had this little Galliandra ever since I watched your video of the Galliandras that has been hanging on. I have to show you really quick. Huh. On here. This is a Galliandra batemanii that I've had, and it's like the growths are so small, like they're about the size of my fingertip, right? But when I got it, it had 2 bulbs and one totally rotted. And then the next one is this little dead thing in the center here. It was like shriveled down to a quarter of its size. And it put out this growth. And then this growth put out this growth. So this has been fighting and fighting for like years to live. And I think I'm going to make it with this guy.
I hope so. After that much perseverance, you certainly deserve to.
Oh yes, I want to. When I see blooms on this, I'll shed a tear. Like I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I was wondering what's the orange flower that you've got behind you, the little one.
The little. Oh, that's Cattleya. Where's it gone? Yeah.
Oh, it is so cute. Oh my god.
Gorgeous little flower. Really, really long flowering. This has been in flower for weeks and weeks. And it's Vitellina majus. So Cattleya Vitellina majus. I beg your pardon, Encyclia. And this is its first flowering, and I only have 1 flower. And actually, Andrea on the channel Orchids and a Duchy, she was the one I originally saw this plant.
It's so nice.
And hers has lots of flowers, but I like orange. Gorgeous in color. Super.
That's so cute. I know she has such good taste in orchids. I always want whatever she shows, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I can't grow that. I don't know.
Well, I think Andrea is very selective. She has limited space, so something really has to earn its keep in order to deserve the humidity and the light and the lavish attention that she gives to them. My understanding anyway. But you grow indoors, don't you? You've got light set up now.
This is my growing setup. This is my growing space in its totality. Like, that's what I've got. It's currently 80 degrees Fahrenheit in here. which Celsius, what, 32 or something?
That's pretty warm. Yeah. Do you grow coelogynes, or I have never seen you with the coelogyne?
Oh, it's 26 degrees Celsius, by the way. Coelogynes, so I actually just picked up a coelogyne from an orchid auction. It's Coelogyne fimbriata, and it is like crazy. It's got growth spidering all over the place. It's out in my kitchen now because I haven't had a chance to sanitize it and repot it. But I'm going to probably make a video on training orchid growth with it because it's got leaves all over the place. It's the only coelogyne at the orchid auction that was intermediate to warm.
Right. And so it's one with sprays of small flowers. Is that right?
Yeah. So I think so. I think they're maybe at like an inch. So like, you know, like this big little flowers.
Yeah. To be good. Yeah.
All the other coelogynes are so cool growing. I keep talking over you, Rachel. Sorry.
That's okay. It's very hard to actually know. And I don't know, are you looking at the flashing screen? So one moment you're talking and then I talk and then I see myself on the screen. It's very disconcerting anyway. Do you want to see a very sad coelogyne?
Yes.
Yes, okay, right. I'm going to have to go and get it. Bear with me.
Okay.
Okay, so I usually grow my coelogynes in the greenhouse. I have 2 Coelogyne cristata, which are cool, like 5-degree minimum. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. One thing I have learned you should not do, though, is to plant it in sphagnum in the greenhouse because it gets too soggy in winter.
Oh.
And poor thing I just brought into the house today. It had a rotten suitable, but back there cut off. And you can tell that the leaves have not done so amazingly well. But this is a really nice one because the cristatas are quite varied. The species is quite varied. So you can get one that is beautifully scented with very large flowers and flowers easily. Or you can get one that is difficult to flower, small flowers and no scent, or practically no scent. So this is a good one somebody gave me. So it's better
that's
than
good.
Yeah.
I think Dendrobium unicum is variable like that with the fragrance. Some smell a lot and some are duds, and it's really variable.
Yeah. I guess that's the disadvantage of species. With a cultivar, you're getting exactly the genetic makeup of the parent, but with the species, it, I suppose, depends on, well, I mean, they're not all identical, are they? That's the difference.
They're not. Well, I found so many mushrooms this fall, all different species of mushrooms going out, and depending on the patch of mushrooms and the type, they would all have little different features. Some would grow really big and some would be smaller, some would be taller than their friends, and it's like, this is probably the same species, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you see the purple flower there?
Yes, is that a Dendrobium phalaenopsis?
Oh, it's not. No, I don't have any at the moment.
Oh, right, because they don't do well with you.
Well, this is my, I refuse to pronounce this. Schomburgia. Correct me. So it's the Cattleya lines, and it's an enormous plant.
Oh.
You see, and I have 2 spikes at the moment, and they have opened, and I can't lift it down, but it's, yeah, so it's like that. The second spike is It's back there somewhere.
That is so funny because the growth habit and the blooms look so much like my big purple denfal that I have. Well, my big purple denfal smells like hot dogs.
I don't get a scent off this one, but it's a bit disappointing. It's a kind of nondescript after growing this for so many years, and after a plant that size, you know, you'd expect something really amazing. I'm not actually sure if it's the correct species I've been given, but yeah, it's like, yeah, and only 2 flowers, but I've got 4 coming on the other side.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm finally getting to the stage in my growing where I have plants that I've rebloomed for multiple years. I get to know their personality, but I also get to see how a first bloom compares to the next. And there are differences in the flower every time, just a little bit. The lip will be different, or they'll be bigger, or the fragrance will change, or it's really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice when you can get plants like big specimen size and have lots of different blooms, because, well, the first flowering is always a bit disappointing, really, isn't it? Except for oncidiums. Oncidiums seem to...
Oh, they flower tiny.
Oncidiums.
Yeah. They, like, some of them that I see in the stores, they're just like this little tiny dinky plant, and it's got like this 8-inch tall spike, and you're like, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be making roots? Like,
yeah. Yeah, and 2 pseudobulbs, like, I mean, what the heck is that about?
Yeah, they're mad a bit.
Yeah. Very good. Well, I'm just looking over here at the comments, and somebody said they can see a cat behind me.
I saw the cat.
Did you? Right. Okay. Well,
like by the pink flowers.
Okay. Well, yeah. I didn't see her, but I'll take everybody's
well, I thought
word.
someone was making a hand puppet like this behind and looking around to do a goof or something like that, and it wasn't. It was the cat.
Oh dear. Very good. So, have you any videos lined up for us in the near future, Astrid?
Oh my goodness, I do.
You've been a bit quiet.
I know. I'll make a video and then I don't have time to edit it, and then I have to go back to work, and I work like 3 12s in a row or 4 12s in a row, and I have like no time, and then Sunday rolls around and I'm like, do I want to edit a video or do I want to like sleep? I don't know. It's been a bit hard. When I was in school, it was easy to make videos all the time because I was always procrastinating on something. So making videos was a wonderful way to avoid doing what I was supposed to do. And now
I remember you saying that, yes. Yeah.
What about you, Rachel? What have you got coming up?
I have one coming up, but it's not very exciting. It's wait for it. It's how to get moss off tarmac. So I'll be there with the, well, anyway, I won't spoil it, but it
sounds glamorous.
It's the unglamorous side of gardening. So yeah, and then my giveaway winners, I have a video recorded of that.
Nice.
Edit and greenhouse update as well.
I think that people seem to really like the update videos a lot. I tend to get the most people watching videos that just say Orchid update. They're like, ooh, what's this? I want to see. And I remember when I had more time, I was always looking at people's Orchid updates and seeing, you know, plants I could never dream of growing in my climate, and so fun.
Yeah. I think I find with the update videos that when they come out first, lots of people watch them, but later on, they don't get watched, which is strange, but I guess it's just, well, I don't know why.
I don't know. It's like current events.
It's like what?
It's like current events. You know, you're not going to go back and read what happened last month. You're reading now.
Yeah.
But I also,
Yeah.
it's so hilarious. My top viewed orchid video, there's my sweet Ben in the background. My top viewed orchid video is me repotting this cymbidium. And the cymbidium, like, I don't know anything about cymbidiums, but I did this huge repot on one for someone else. And it's got like 20,000 views. Like, I don't even know if I repotted it right. Like, I have no idea.
People like your style. I think that can be a lot to do with it. Because your videos always have a certain sense of humor to them as well, and a certain glamour. So I think both of those combined with the knowledge that you share to us mostly in your videos, it's a good combination.
Oh, thank you, Rachel.
You're very welcome, but only because it's true.
Oh my goodness. I've met people at like orchid shows and stuff who've seen my videos, and sometimes little old ladies will come up to me and be like, "You swear too much," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not gonna stop, but okay."
Okay. Well, I occasionally get people come up to me who've seen my videos, and it usually goes along the lines of like this pointing, and then you know, it'll be an older lady, and then eventually she'll say gardening, and after a long time, computer. So then I'll kindly volunteer the missing vocabulary, because a lot of people, you know, older people, they go on courtesy of their children who show them how to do it, and they really don't know what they're doing, but they do want to watch programs and information about plants. So
yeah, it's a lovely age that we're in, that you could just, there's so many YouTube videos, and I watch your YouTube videos and I see your big frilly Cattleyas and I see your wonderful garden. I'm just like, that's good. That's good stuff you have over there. I think, did you have an Amorphophallus titanum or a different kind of Amorphophallus? I really loved that video.
I wish I had the titanium one. I nearly bought a seedling this year, and I don't know what prevented me not to. I mean, of course, you can't grow such a thing in my kind of greenhouse or my kind of house, but I'd really love to try, you know, to see how far I could get it. I have the konjac one, which is, it has like a red spathe and that, and it stinks. It really stinks. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I have a bulbophyllum in bloom now, and it smells like if you mushed up carrots and then the carrots went a bit bad. Like, that's what it smells like. It's weird.
Obviously, you have a much more eclectic experience range than I have, because I cannot imagine how carrots would smell if they got mushed up and left for a bit. But
I don't know. I like explore the world through my nose. Like, every plant that I get, everything that I get my hands on, I'm always smelling everything. And then one of my best friends from work, he can't smell like 70% of stuff. And it sucks because everything I do, I'm like, oh my God, smell this. And then I'm like, oh wait, your nose is broken. I don't know.
Now I'm not very good at getting scent. I think that's probably had a lot to do with it. But I'm in awe of videos like yours, and Danny as well, the Orchid girl. She's got such a highly developed sense of smell. And I go, oh, I wish, you know.
I've been working on it. Well, I've always been so disappointed with humans as a species. Like, guys, we don't have vocabulary about smells. We don't think about smells. We just like, it smells good or it smells bad. It smells like food or sweet, but that's about it. And then when you try to describe orchid fragrances, it's just like, there's nothing. There's no way.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. And I think, I mean, you kind of need to put something into words to develop your sense to a certain extent. So like, once you start being able to find the right words to explain something, then you can be reminded at a later stage of the smell because you have the right words to go on, rather than just saying it smells like lemons or whatever. Because I'm sure within smelling like lemons, there's a whole kind of spectrum of different degrees.
Well, there's actually human languages, all of them tended to develop its differentiation between blue and green last. And some languages still don't differentiate between the colors blue and green. And so people who speak those languages natively tend to have a hard time differentiating those two colors, which is interesting.
Yeah, I heard in Welsh, the overlap between blue and green is different to that of the English-speaking world. So there are some things that we definitely call blue, or maybe it was vice versa, I can't remember. But yeah.
I remember speaking to a German friend too. Hmm? Oh yeah, you saw Ben again. He was out smoking.
The comments, see if there's anything we should be answering.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Now I see them.
Yeah.
Oh, someone asked Astrid how the balloons do. Let me see.
Astrid, I've just read a comment here by Karina. She says, Rachel, you are a good influence on Astrid. I don't hear her swearing once in this video.
I try. I'm trying to be good. Oh my goodness. Well, I can show my my little Falbellinas really quick since I've got them. Let me go grab
Please
those.
Please do. Okay.
So I've got these two, and this one is Fal Violacea. It's Violacea red cross Sumatra with a 4N. And what's happened with these is that I've put them in leca pellets, so their pot is a little higher in this cup, and so it holds up the humidity. But they've grown roots down into the leca pellets, so they're grabbing onto it. So repotting them, I'm going to have to cut the pot off very carefully. This one hasn't done very much with growing leaves, though. They're waxy and beautiful, but that's kind of it. And this vendor sells basically only seedlings, little tiny plants for really cheap, but I think it's, Olympic orchids in Washington. And then there's this one. This is the Fal Speciosa, cross Fal Speciosa red. I'm having more success with this one growing some leaves out, and I think it looks really lovely. I like these kind of phals. And this one too is growing roots down into these pellets that were only meant to elevate it. So, but that's okay. And I think one of the leaves has a little yellow stripe on it. I don't know if that's a problem or if that's just I'm lucky, but.
Right. Yeah, variegation possibly.
Yes.
Slightly wavy. The edges of the leaves look slightly wavy.
Yeah, they are. I kind of like it. I hope that that's just a feature rather than a sign that something is wrong with the plant. But the plant is growing well, so I like to think that it's healthy overall.
Yeah. Well, those roots certainly look healthy.
Yeah, I'm excited about them. I was worried that these plants wouldn't take, and right when I got them, I repotted them.
Yeah. Very good. Show you one foul spike I have at the moment, just because you told me yours, you know. So.
I'll mention while Rachel is away about the semi-hydro pots that have mold. If it's a white sprinkling of what looks like mold on top of the pellets, like the very top, That's not mold, that's a salt buildup. And it's the last place that the water is before it fully evaporates, so it drops off its baggage, which is salt ions, at the highest point in the pot. So if that's what it is, it's definitely not mold, it's just a salt buildup, and you should flush your pots and they'll be fine.
Good advice there. And I don't know if Bumblebee is still watching, but this here is a Phal equestris that she gave me during the summer. Oops. And you can see the flower spike. It's like really, really long. It's a little baby plant. Really, really long. So I don't know how long this will take to flower, but I can actually see the bud forming at the very end of this.
Oh,
oops, sorry.
Exciting.
I don't know how to show you, but yes. Anyway, that's really well.
What a teeny spike! That's so good.
Isn't it so cute? Really, really dinky. That one is, and the other one Alberto gave me, and this is Phalaenopsis pallens. And when he gave it to me, I think it was a keiki off of his plant. It actually had 3 flower spikes. And I've got a blasted one, but doing, I think, well, no buds left. No buds visible yet, and that one there is doing quite well. So I think I've actually joined Fancy Phal Club at this stage.
Yes.
To the Fancy Phal Club, yay! That's really good. Well, we've been talking for quite a while now. Do you think maybe we've covered what we needed to cover? I'm just looking here.
Oh, hello, Bumblebee. I know, it seems we finally got like a lively chat going, but we've been talking close to an hour, huh?
And you've had a cup of tea, but I haven't had a cup of tea. So, you know, it's very sad.
I know. Well, maybe I'd like to say if people have more questions they want to ask us, they could put them down below the video once it's posted, and I'll try to read and you'll try to read. We can answer questions from that. You'll probably encourage some videos from me, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because we'll lose the questions that we're looking that come up on the screen now. Although there don't seem to be many questions, it's just kind of people saying hello and that. And Martin Spiker says, oh gosh, some people are very cheeky. He says, maybe Rachel can show us how not to break pots. Talking about is my poor Pinocchio, which it's got 3 spikes, like 3. Wow. And I dropped it, and that's why it's sitting in this plastic pot. Oh, but, no. Good root system, though. I put a picture on the Facebook page there. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I've dropped a pot or 2 in my day. I've ruined the growth season from
Astrid.
Oh my god,
Rachel! Stop. Okay. I think you don't want to see the mess here.
I think Rachel's how not to drop pots lesson has been very ineffective this time.
Okay. All right. I think I better go and clean up my mess.
Okay. Oh my God, that's a good. See, you always got to leave them while they're still laughing, you know, Rachel.
Listen, Astrid, thanks a million for coming on this live streaming, and it's been lovely chatting.
It's been so lovely. I hope we can maybe do it again sometime. That would be so nice.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Thanks everybody for watching, by the way.
Okay. Bye now.
All right. Bye.
Bye.